Hello, everyone, and welcome to DSP versus the Internet, episode 56. This is the conclusion, part 6. And we basically kind of reset the playlist. We're going to kind of watch it from near the beginning. I hit shuffle, and it went to almost the beginning. So we're going to get some more videos in here. And I want to say once again, thank you guys, everyone who chilled with me and enjoyed the show this week. Remember, if you want to be a part of the fun, please become a member to support the channel. But also, submissions level members are the people who are in this randomized playlist, and you have an equal chance of getting your video watched. Ultra members were guaranteed to watch your videos every week. All right, so let's jump in. Top 10 scary phenomenon caught in the sky on camera. Okay.
Gucci, hope you're having an awesome day wherever and whenever you're watching this. I'm your host, Eamon.
We'll just skip right to
Number 10 is the floating city. On October 7th, 2015, in the city of Foshan, China, a rare mirage occurred in which a city seemed to be floating in the sky. This was literally seen by thousands of people. It wasn't just a trick of the light or someone lying about it. The footage literally looks like a city. You can see the blocks of the buildings and it looks like a skyline. The whole incident only lasted a few minutes before disappearing, but it did end up on the Chinese news. Some people believe it was due to a government project that only the elite know about, and therefore it was just dismissed as some kind of reflection of some kind, whereas other people believe it's actually Fata Morgana, which basically just means a very superior form of a mirage. Don't know why they have to give it a fancy name. Either way, I don't think a whole city can somehow become a mirage for a few minutes, but I'm also no scientist, so the wildest explanation I read was that it was part of the Blue Beam project, which is a secret project developed by the US, and the point of it is to manipulate the weather and create artificial natural disasters.
What?
I don't know why they would want to fake create that. And the mirage they saw was them testing it out to see how the public would react to it. Don't know why they did it in China though, I doubt they did, but there's that.
If this would have happened in the United States, and you're saying it's something being tested in the United States, it's in China. The US is not going to test shit in a country where we hate each other and will literally go to war if this was proven that it happened. So, it's weird. That's weird. I wonder that no one proved what it was. Oh, we're already to the next one. Okay, so no one knows what that was. Huh.
2. Coming in at number 9 is the Death Cloud. Back in 2017, residents of Teixeira de Freitas in Brazil saw a menacing sight in the clouds. They dubbed it the Apocalyptic Cloud or the Death Cloud, and the videos...
Well... It does look like a cloud formation, but it's just the wrong direction. Like, if that cloud formation was horizontal instead of vertical, you probably wouldn't be freaking out too much. You say, well, that's the sun, and it's refracting off the clouds, and it has that red tinge. We've seen that before in regular clouds. But why does it look like that in the wrong angle? That is kind of weird.
Literally looks like a red claw has emerged from hell and is reaching into the sky. And the whole thing was red, and it looked like it was a shadow of a meteor that was just about to hit Earth but then stopped a bit before it did. It dissipated into nothing within 5 minutes, but residents were truly terrified. Someone thought the world was ending, another thought it was...
could it be a tornado forming? Maybe a tornado was forming and it didn't fully form. And it just like, I don't know. I don't know what a tornado looks like when it's forming either. That'd be the closest I would say. It looks like it was gonna form some kind of a storm front and it stopped.
Going to form a tornado, whereas some people saw it as the work of God and called it perfection. It really is a mixed bag of reactions, really. Perfection on one hand, death cloud on the other, whatever you want, really.
By the way, shout out to Apollo 360. I apologize, I didn't see that you had re-upped your membership earlier. He said big ups to Phil. Thank you, Apollo.
Number 8, we have the Black Ring. Back in 2015 in Kazakhstan, a video was uploaded by someone...
Why do these always happen in places where like Brazil, China, Kazakhstan? Why does it never happen where everyone is going to run out with HD cameras and get it right away, right?
Living in the village of Shortandi, I don't know, the pronunciation wasn't on Google, don't come for me. They captured what appeared to be a giant black smoke ring in the sky that floated there for 15 minutes and then disappeared as smoke usually tends to do. Now this sort of sight has been seen thrice before, once in Leamington, but that was due to a fireworks test, another time in Florida, but that was due to a pyrotechnic test, and another one in Chicago due to an electrical transformer blowing up. Nice. Either way, after investigation, nothing seemed to have happened to have caused the ring. No fire-related activity, no blown-up transformer, nothing. People were speculating whether it was the work of witchcraft or perhaps the portal to hell. Filling our number 7 slot is the Phoenix Light. Back in 2017, a Phoenix City camera, as well as thousands of other cameras...
Wait, is this Phoenix, Arizona? Okay, we'll have good footage of this one then.
by normal people caught sight of something incredible. The whitish bluish fireball can be seen appearing out of nowhere in the sky and hurtling towards Earth as it gets bigger and brighter and then disappears altogether like it was never even there. Now most people speculated it was a meteor, but many remained unconvinced and looked towards the extraterrestrial as a possible explanation. What do you guys think? Now at number 6 is the face cloud. This one happened in 2011 in a place called Grand Falls, which is in New Brunswick, Canada. Dennis LaForge was watering his plants when he looked at the sky and took out his iPhone. The clouds in the video are moving extremely quickly, well quicker than the average cloud would move, and the cloud formation then starts forming a giant face. I kid you not, a giant face. The face gets more detailed as it moves forward, and it almost seems like the face is the thing propelling the cloud forward. The space for eye sockets is visible, a nose, lips, a chin. It's so detailed, it's not even funny. People dubbed it the face of God gliding across the sky. The only explanation George Isaac had, who's a senior cloud scientist, was that clouds come in all sorts of
people are too bored, is what it is. Don't you think that in the ridiculous amount of cloud formations that happen every day on planet Earth, eventually there's going to be one that kind of looks like a human face? It's just going to happen. It's called random chance. You know, yikes.
Shapes and sizes. Thank you, George, for that insightful commentary. Even I could have said that, and I'm not a senior cloud scientist. Coming in at number 5 is the UFO cloud. This one was uploaded by YouTube user UFOVNI, who is a Philadelphia resident. Now, we've seen weirdly shaped clouds before. It's definitely not.
Gee, it must be a real horse in the sky, right? It was a real horse because it looks like a horse, but it's a cloud. It's a horse. Okay.
Uncommon, but some people believe that UFOs sometimes hide in the clouds to avoid being detected, whereas others go a step further and believe that UFOs can disguise themselves as clouds. I mean, never say never, right? So in this video,
I would say disguising yourself as a cloud makes more sense. Hiding in the clouds would be very poor because clouds are constantly fluctuating. You know, they're not a solid object, and therefore, if you were trying to have cover in the clouds, at any moment the cloud could blow, dissipate or blow away, and then your cover's blown. But if a UFO was real and had a way to disguise itself to look like a cloud, that would be more clever.
To be a random small cloud in the sky. But then as you continue watching, the cloud starts moving and shifting in a really weird way. The cloud seems like it's reflective of light and transparent, and it's moving through the sky with a purpose and a lot quicker than a normal cloud. It's even moving faster than the clouds directly around it. The cloud also had different lights in it, and the user went on to narrate he had never seen anything like that in his life. And after watching the video, neither have I. At number 4 is the cloud wave.
I don't know what that was. Could have been anything. Who knows? That way I've not even a guess at what that was. It reminded me of like a piece of cotton or something floating through the sky, but obviously the perspective, if it's that high up, it's got to be big, so I don't know.
Back in 2010, on a beach in Helsinki, Finland, people were enjoying their Sunday off at the beach when they suddenly saw a massive, dark, dramatic cloud coming right towards them. Now, they initially thought it was a storm cloud, so no real panic had ensued at that point, and I don't even believe it's a storm cloud, to be honest, because I've never seen one so vast and dark and low in the sky. Beachgoers said they felt it was so low they could actually touch it. In the video, it literally looks like the cloud will devour anything in its path, like it's the doomsday cloud. I'm not even kidding you. Birds literally flew out of the way of this cloud because it was that ominous. No explanation given, just a bunch of terrified tanned Finnish people.
You want to know the truth? I've seen a cloud just like that before. When I was a kid, I was at the beach with my parents, and that exact same thing happened. Now, back then, no one recorded anything and no one explained it. But I've seen that happen at a beach. Where it was a nice day, and all of a sudden, this big cloud front came in within like the hour we were at the beach, and all of a sudden, it just engulfed the sky just like that. So I've actually seen that before. Did I think it was supernatural? No, I was just like, oh shit, bad luck. Here comes bad weather when we're at the beach, right?
Filling our number 3 slot is the yellow flash. In November of 2013, over the city of Sverdlovsk in Russia, a giant flash happened in the sky. Now mind you, this was at night, so the sky was pitch black 1 second, and then all of a sudden it went red, then orange, then yellow, and then it expanded and took over more of the sky as it changed color. It lasted mere seconds, but it was unmistakable, and there were no military bases near the area, so explanations involving that or disposing of explosives was ruled out. The next explanation was that perhaps it was a bolide linked to the peak of the Leonids meteor shower, but lights from meteors are usually blue or green or white because of their temperature, so that wasn't it either. Either way, no one knows where the flash came from, but it came and went, and everyone's just gonna pretend like it never even happened. That's brilliant. Let's just continue doing that. Now at number 2 are the...
I have no idea. Yeah, that one too. Could be any, I don't know. Explosion. I mean, it was you could tell it was a cloudy night because you couldn't see the clear night sky. And that's the problem. If there were no clouds, maybe you would have been able to see what it was, but it was behind a cloud front, so could have been anything exploding. Something definitely exploded up there, but you just don't know what.
Fireballs. This one was seen in Canada, and I'm actually speechless over what it could possibly be. It looks like some sort of CGI stuff or some effect of some kind, but it's 100% real.
What?
In the sky, there seemed to be 2 flaming balls that had constant streams of white smoke coming out the top of them. But that wasn't even the weirdest part. There seemed to be a line connecting the 2
This is
fireballs,
the real
but
video?
it wasn't a line. It looked like an electricity link of some kind.
That doesn't look real.
It was a straight white line with electrical current seemingly coming off of it. They moved straight across the sky on the trajectory of this line, and no one had any explanation whatsoever on what it was, how it got there, or that energy line connecting them both. And finally, at number 1 are the dancing lights.
That one doesn't look real. It looks fake to me. I don't have to see that with my own eyes to believe it, because that last one looked like a fake video, right?
This one genuinely freaked me out when I watched the footage, I'm not even gonna lie. This one took place in Greenwood, Indiana, and Quaid M13 uploaded quite an HD video of it onto YouTube. Now in the video, the sun itself is behind some clouds that you can see very clearly, but on the left of it, there's a stream of yellow light that comes and goes and dances in different directions. It's the exact same color and brightness as the sun's light, and honestly, just imagine someone trapped a sun ray in a flashlight and then they were just doing this in clouds. That's exactly what it looked like. The video goes on for 2.5 minutes, and the only explanation people have offered is that perhaps it was a crown flash. And crown flash is due to ice crystals in a cirrus cloud merging with the electrical field of a rising cumulus cloud. I never knew I'd know so much about clouds, but now I do. While the field changes, the crystals snap and move, reflecting sunlight in different ways, hence we saw them dancing. Now some people fully believe that this explanation is the right one, and others say that there's no way that that was that. You guys choose whichever.
It basically is, you could tell there's light refracting through the cloud in different ways. As the cloud's moving around, the light's changing direction. It's definitely the sun's light that's refracting around there. I think the one before, if it's real, is weirder than that one. All right, let's continue. Now, this is interesting.
Number 10.
So, I have never watched anything of the AVGN at all on this show, and you would think with how many times that I've mentioned that the AVGN was actually an influence on me early on to make YouTube videos, that people would have like submitted AVGN related content earlier, but this is the first time I think that we've ever done anything AVGN related. This is an Angry Video Game Nerd, by the way, who was huge in the mid 2000s and up until the early 2010s, and then had a falling off essentially for a while, and he still makes content to this day that gets millions of views, but it's nowhere near as big as what he used to be back in the day. So the top 10 worst episodes. Now, here's the thing. I used to be a huge fan of the AVGN, and I watched all of his stuff, like, methodically until I became a YouTuber. When I became a YouTuber around 2008, I watched it less. I still watched it for about another year or two, but I'd argue it was probably around 2010, 2011 when I really put a lot of effort into YouTube that I stopped watching him entirely. Over the years, I have watched some of his stuff, but not all of it. So I've seen some of the more, like anything from 2010, 11, 12-ish onward. Some of it I see, some of it I don't. Some of his new episodes, people will like, hey, he put out a new one that's really good, and I'll go check it out. But I don't methodically watched all of his stuff anymore. You know, mostly because in recent years, and I know because some of the ones I've seen recently, it just doesn't have the spirit of his old content. He doesn't write it. He doesn't write it. He doesn't play the games. He's just an actor in them now, where he's playing out a character and doing the dialogue, but none of the gameplay is his. None of the opinions are his. None of, you know, you could tell his early videos were genuine. Now the videos are just manufactured products by some company that pays him to act in them. So it's definitely different. So we may see stuff here that I've never seen that I'll be like, what the heck? Because I don't know. Let's see. So top 10 worst episodes. Okay, I wonder if any of the old ones they'll say are bad. Probably not.
And Final Fight games.
Well, let's go right into it. You didn't have an intro. Episode 181.
This episode was fine until the last 5 minutes. The nerd basically outsourced the rest of the review to some other YouTuber. Literally, we are no longer hearing the nerd review the rest of the game. It's just this other guy. Why? Why did he feel like this was necessary? It feels lazy, like he just played the first couple of levels, said fuck this, and got someone else to do the review for him.
Well, again, he doesn't, for a long time now, he hasn't actually played the games. It's all scripted. It's another person who does it. Or not another person, it's a company. It's Screenwave. That's the name. It's his partnership company on YouTube. Is a real company, and they basically pay to produce the episodes and write them, and he just acts in them. So if this is from 2020, that's why. This is one of the more recent videos. So it's not genuine. He's just an actor in them now. So I'm surprised this guy is like shocked at this. Oh, it's like he just gave up after 5 minutes. No, he doesn't play the games. That's not him playing the games anymore. He's just acting.
I remember just skipping ahead to the end because I didn't click on an AVGN
Magnum
episode to hear
Dong
somebody
loser?
else talk about the game. What was he thinking?
To Guy, who is now the crime boss who runs Metro's.
Number 9, Dirty Harry. This was the first episode
2018.
where I really debated if James wrote the script at all. I think the fact that it came after the Earthbound video, which you could tell was a legit passion project from James, just made it all the more obvious. This episode was also the introduction of shitty memes that just didn't feel like James's style. It also had the cringiest joke to ever be in an AVGN episode at the time.
Whoever heard of disposable crowbars? Are they actually made of crows?
Like, aside from the fact that the joke is
What? Whoever heard of disposable crowbars, are they made of crows? What? What does that even mean? Is there even a joke in there? That doesn't even make sense.
grade A cringe, it doesn't even make sense. What the fuck does crows have to do with the game other than the fact that crow is the root word of crowbar? What a shitload of fucking bullfuck.
That's great.
Number 8, Aladdin Deck Enhancer. Seeing Tony on screen got a visceral reaction out of me when I first saw this episode. Mainly because this was around the time when the audience was becoming more aware that James didn't write the scripts. So it was sort of like a big fuck you. Yeah, you don't like that James doesn't write the scripts anymore, but now we're going to come on camera and there's nothing you can do about it. We're fucking taking over. Looking back,
so he's saying that guy is actually one of the people who writes the scripts now. The guy who works for Screenwave Media. Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
on this episode, I'll admit Tony's performance was fine. I would have preferred Mike Matei to have played the part, but Tony wasn't offensively bad or anything like that.
Oh my god, what the... Whoa, 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 whoa. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? That is terrifying. Is that a character in his show now? What the fuck is that? It's like... It looks like they combined a genie with Papa Smurf, but he has a goatee like me. What the fuck is that? That is awful. Yikes. Now, I used to watch the old AVGN, and there was weird shit, like Super Mecha Death Christ, okay? And that made no fucking sense. But that was, like, funny because he was low budget, and he was just fucking around, like, doing dumb shit. I don't know what that's supposed to be, but that is terrifying. Right?
True cringe comes when you see the genie pop.
Yeah, why is he dancing?
Just cringe dialogue, like it's actually difficult to sit through these scenes. Again, it's just something that you can tell James didn't come up with himself.
Ugh.
Then the punchline of the episode is when a bunch of other YouTubers' deck enhancers explode. I repeat, not something that James would have ever have thought to do on his own.
No, yeah, exactly, because James doesn't really collaborate. Early on, he collaborated with the Nostalgia Critic, and over the years, he never really collaborated with other content creators, very rarely. So what that tells me is that, right, this is the idea of the people who produce his show. Oh, we're going to have a show with all these other YouTubers. Let's reach out to YouTubers who are fans of AVGN and get them in cameo roles. To, you know, that's exactly what this is. It's not him. He didn't do that. He wouldn't have reached out to other YouTubers to do that shit. Yeah.
Number 7, Carmageddon 64. Carmageddon?
Look, 2021. See, it's all recent. So what was the earliest one? There was, what, 2017, 2018? And now 2021. So it's all the stuff in the last, like, 6-7 years that people have issue with, I guess.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot he even reviewed this game. This video wasn't offensively bad like some of the rest on this list, but the fact that this episode is so forgettable means it belongs here. It's just so boring, like he sounds uninterested himself, like he's just dead inside reading a script over gameplay footage. You could honestly put episodes like Green Dog, Pac-Man 2, Tag and Dragon, or hell, even Independence Day in this.
I wanted to see the years. So Green Dog and Pac-Man 2 are very recent. Well, it says 1 year ago. This video is 1 year old, so those are like 2-3 years ago. Tag and Dragon, 7 years ago. That's much older. And then Independence Day is actually one that I saw back in the day when I used to be a fan of his. And I thought Independence Day was good. I really liked that review. He's saying that people don't like it. I thought it was a great one.
Category of extremely forgettable episodes. But for me, I'd say Carmageddon is the king of the forgettables.
What an achievement.
Number 6, Jurassic Park Trespasser. This
Oh my
whole episode
God,
is
look at this.
basically
He's
one
acting.
shitty skit with a
So
collection
this is crazy. He's like total acting now. He's not even just reviewing the game. He used to do episodes like this back in the day too, with acting stuff in it like this, like skits and stuff.
of other shitty skits. And similar to Final Fight games, James gets some other YouTuber
What the
to
fuck
come
was
in and
that?
actually review a segment of the game himself.
What the fuck is
The
that?
anger is a little lacking in this episode, but I don't really mind that, and the actual segments where
Boundary Break? Is this the guy who does the Boundary Break videos? We've seen some of those, haven't we? Is this the actual guy? What the fuck kind of... He's wearing Proto Man sunglasses.
the nerd reviews the game himself are fine.
What the fuck is this?
Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Well, this was pretty fucking cringe.
Uh...
I guess he saved all his anger for this one skit. And this skit with just...
He did a parody of Gordon Ramsay in an AVGN episode called Shit's Kitchen. Maybe it's a good thing I didn't see many of these.
I gotta give credit where it's due. This skit was actually pretty well
Nedry.
executed.
It's a Nedry lookalike.
There's just too much inflatable dinosaur costumes in this episode. Like, it really gets thrown in your face.
Oh my god, what the
The
fuck?
final skit, the punchline is that Seamus Blackley is a dinosaur? Okay, I mean, what the fuck? I mean, this episode is just a complete fucking mess.
How long is this? Wow, we're only halfway through the video, not even, and we're already almost out of time. Do you guys want to keep going with watching the worst episodes of AVGN, or do you want to see another video or two? I'll let the audience decide what they want to do. What would you guys like to do? Go to another video or two, or keep going here? He did Goonies 1 and 2 recently on the NES. Keep going with this one. Keep it going. Skip. Keep going. Look up ones you've already seen. I didn't see this one, but I knew he did a video with Gilbert Gottfried. I didn't see the full review, though. I've seen clips of it. I think I saw this one. Oh, I did see this one. This is the one, the stupid Hojo episode. Yeah. I saw that one. I've seen part of this one, the Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas parody. Shrek? I didn't see Shrek. Oh, this is the fucking giant end of it. The whole thing is Shrek. This whole thing is Shrek. No, it's not. That's Kingdom Hearts. That's not Shrek. It looks like the auto timestamp failed because there was more here. What is this? I don't know. Well, we just keep going. Some people are saying just keep going. All right, we'll just... Then this is going to be the last video we do for the day, guys, just so you know. We'll just watch this one out. Here's the thing about this Gilbert Gottfried thing. This is really fucking sad. And the reason it's sad is I saw parts of this episode, and listen, back in the 90s, Gilbert Gottfried was a comedy genius, okay? And now, when I saw the episode, you could tell something was off with him. He's older, of course, in the episode. He was dying, and no one knew it. Like, no one knew that he was dying of cancer. And he looks like, in the video, he'll say, oh my God. And I think what happened was he tried his best in this video to be Gilbert Gottfried, but he was actually on the way out, like really, really sick. And so it's cool to know that he got to do something cool with a YouTuber like this before the end of his life. But it's seriously sad to know now why this, like, he put it in the worst AVGN episodes, but I bet he did this before he passed away. And now you know why that video probably is so bad, you know? Let's see.
as high as number 5, maybe you would have ranked it lower, like number 2 or even number 1. Yes, the game review itself sucks, but I thought Gilbert Gottfried was funny.
You might
Yeah.
want to be a bit nicer about the game, considering the fact that I'm the one with the motherfucking rifle!
See, like, that's definitely Gilbert Gottfried, but you notice how he's way slower in how he's talking. You see how emaciated he is. He was going through cancer. So that's why. It's like, damn, it sucks, man. Life fucking sucks when people who, like, you grew up and you respected and you thought were, you know, vibrant, funny people, and they're in their old age now and they're going through this shit. It's awful, man. It's just what happens as you get older, right? But damn, it's fucking terrible because I remember him like in fucking movies like Problem Child and shit. You know, he was a character. He's huge. Oh man.
Not everything he said was funny, because at the end of the day, he's reading a script that was most likely not entirely written by James.
The script, boy, this guy doesn't understand it. James doesn't write the scripts at all. He has like zero input. He's just an actor. I don't know how he doesn't know this. It's like documented now that basically what happened. Okay, for those who don't know, because I looked into this, James Rolfe, who was always the AVGN, wrote all the scripts along with his best friend Mike Matei, and they were always in the episodes together. Mike would play all the characters. He would play the Joker. He would play the Cowardly Lion from The Wizard of Oz. Okay, and basically then they branched out and started doing different content because James wanted to do a movie. So I want to say this was like 2012-ish. They basically halted all production on AVGN episodes so that James could go do his movie. And he actually flew to Hollywood to do it. There's documentaries about this movie and how it was a terrible idea and it flopped and it ruined his trajectory as a YouTube star. So he goes to do the movie, and Mike Matei started doing other content. Like he started doing Let's Plays and he started doing things to support the channel while James was too busy making the movie. After the movie flopped and did horribly, James came back and started doing episodes again, and you could tell that like his passion was gone. Like he was crushed that his movie did so poorly, and he put all his effort into this movie and it sucked. So then he sporadically would do the episodes. He even did like an episode that the theme was, I'm not going to do these all the time anymore. I'm only going to do them every once in a while when I feel like there's something to tell. What ended up happening was his company, his partner company on YouTube was called Screenwave Media. Well, guess what? Most of their revenue was from him. So they stepped up and said, listen, what we want to do is we want to from now on finance all of your stuff. We want to basically write the scripts, finance the props, buy the act, everything. We'll do it all. All you have to do is be an actor from now on. And apparently James liked this arrangement because now he's a family man. Now he has kids and everything. So he didn't want to go through the stress of having to write his own show and do all that shit anymore. So he's like, I'll write it out then. You pay me, I'll just be an actor and you do it all. And this has been for a long time. Like, I'm serious. Like, this is like the mid-2010s is when this happened. So the fact that this guy only a year ago made this video, he's like, James didn't write the script. He hasn't written the scripts for like a decade. That's why everyone says his recent stuff the last 7-8 years isn't good, because he didn't write any of it. It's just him acting the character. So it's kind of hit or miss. Like, one episode, he might have some funny stuff, and the other episode is terrible, right? So there you go. Oh, he didn't die from cancer? What was it? MD. What's MD? Well, whatever MD is, you could tell he's going through it here, right? Poor Gilbert, he's talking slow. He looks emaciated, right? He just doesn't look good, and that sucks. Okay.
If I can only find little 10-second clips of the video that I enjoyed, and they have nothing to do with the game review or the nerd himself, then the episode just sucks. Could you imagine if they didn't get Gilbert Gottfried to play Fred Fox, and they got Kieran, Tony, or Justy to play the part? Then I would have safely have ranked this episode lower.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just the guy who built a computer in the jungle without electricity or internet. I'm not educated enough for
Look at James. James is gonna crack up.
Buffalo shit in his basement.
Number 4, Game Gear VHS. What happens when you take a forgettable episode and
this one
pair
I've
it with
seen.
the fact that it's actually hard to
This one
stay
I've
engaged?
definitely seen, and it's honestly, I don't think the episode is bad. I think the subject matter is so bad that the actual episode is entertaining. I actually like this episode because the tape is so bad that he's watching.
Enough to watch it to completion. You get the Game Gear VHS episode. This episode is so boring that I don't have much to say about it. The last time AVGN reviewed VHS tapes was when he reviewed TMNT 3. But the TMNT 3 episode was awesome because you knew James grew up with that movie.
Right. This is the TMNT 3 episode is one of the earliest things AVGN ever did. It was in his first batch of gameplay videos or gameplay reviews, I should say. And it was near and dear to his heart because he hated that movie because he loved Ninja Turtles growing up. And I totally agreed with him because I went through the exact same thing. I'm about his age, by the way. I think we're very close in age. So we went through the same thing. We were fans of Ninja Turtles. We went to the theater to see part 3 and it was terrible. And that's what that review's about. This one, he's just reviewing some tape he probably never even watched, right? But that episode, the Game Gear VHS episode, is a fun one because it really is bad. Like, the subject matter is so bad, the tape is so atrocious that it's fun to watch him razz on it.
Genuinely had a lot of things to say about it and sounded really angry. Here, James feels so disconnected from what he's reviewing, like he's just reading a script over VHS tapes.
Because he is.
He basically just describes what we are watching with a monotone voice. Then the ending punchline skit is just him with a wig, talking weird,
yeah, this was
the
stupid.
flashy Sega commercials. Okay, I mean, he did a much better job rehashing the Sega commercials with his SNES vs. Genesis video.
Still playing that Super Nintendo? Look at what Sega Genesis has got.
Number 3, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Well, guys, I hate to say, like, I'd like to keep watching this, but we are out of time. We've already gone long on the show. If someone wants to see me continue to watch this, you could re-nominate it, and I would absolutely watch the rest of this video. We're about halfway through. Or if anyone else has other AVGN stuff you want to watch me, like, react to, I'd be down for it. I know way more about his early stuff. I don't know anything really about most of his modern stuff, except every once in a while I'll watch an episode when someone tells me to. But if you like this, can I link it? It's Retro Specters is the YouTube channel. Yeah, it says it right there, Retro Specters, if you're interested in watching it yourself. But I'd be interested to react more to AVGN or to even Nostalgia Critic, because those are guys from back in the day that inspired me to make content. And so to react to that stuff is interesting to me because I haven't ever done it, and I think that would be pretty neat. Okay? All right, guys. That's it for the show this week. I hope you enjoyed. I want to say thank you to everyone here who watched, and for the few who did support the show. Remember, again, the best way to support this channel is to become a member. So become a submissions level member, and you can get into this randomized playlist. Become a ultra member, and we're guaranteed to watch your clip one a week for a month, okay? And thank you to everyone who is a current supporter. I really, really appreciate that. We'll do it all again, same time next week. Thank you all. I'll see you then. Until then, peace out and stay cool. I'm going through a heat wave here in Washington in March. Very weird. Hopefully it'll be back to normal next weekend. See you then.